Could Carlo Acutis have seen Padre Pio in a dream? They say that the saints never truly leave us. Some even claim they return in dreams, in visions, or in those mysterious moments when the soul feels more open to heaven. And here arises a question many are afraid to ask. Could Carlo Acutis have seen Padre Pio in a dream? Two souls united by their love for the Rosary, two hearts burning with faith, and perhaps a secret encounter few have ever known about. Today we are going to step into that mystery. But before we continue, let me ask you something. What would you do if a saint appeared to you in a dream? Dear brother, dear sister in the faith, have you ever wondered what could possibly unite a humble stigmatized friar from the south of Italy with a young man from our modern age, passionate about the Eucharist and technology? Two lives separated by decades, yet mysteriously bound by the same devotion. The Rosary and a burning love for the Virgin Mary. Today we will discover the hidden connection between Saint Carlo Acutis and Saint Padre Pio of Pietrelcina, and how their teachings can transform your own spiritual journey, if you choose to open your heart. The Rosary knows no borders, no barriers, no limits of time. It is a prayer both simple and immense, one that has accompanied the saints of yesterday and the youth of today, like an invisible thread that ties us directly to the heart of Mary. Padre Pio, with a life marked by sacrifice and love for souls, called it his powerful weapon. A weapon that does not destroy, but instead protects, consoles, and transforms. Carlo Acutis, a young man of the 21st century, passionate about technology and the Eucharist, described the Rosary as his highway to heaven. Two voices from different ages, yet in perfect agreement. The Rosary is not empty repetition. It is a living mystery, a bridge that unites earth with heaven, the human with the divine. Think about it for a moment. A friar from the 20th century and a teenager from our own time found in those humble beads the same refuge, the same strength, the same certainty that God never abandons those who cling to Him in faith. Is that not moving? Today, in the midst of a noisy, distracted, fast-paced world, the Rosary becomes a breath for the soul. Each Hail Mary is like a heartbeat, reminding us that we are not alone, that heaven walks with us. It is the prayer that calms inner storms, that gives peace in the darkest night of trial, and that opens doors of hope when everything seems lost. Maybe you too are carrying difficulties, sorrows, or silent wounds that no one knows about. And maybe you think repeating these prayers will not change anything. But let me tell you something. Every Rosary prayed is a seed of grace planted in your life and in the lives of those you love. You may not yet see the fruit, but it will come at the perfect time, because Mary never abandons her children. The Rosary is not just history or tradition. It is living presence. It is companionship. It is spiritual power. It is the language of the humble and the strength of the brave. It is the refuge of those who suffer and the joy of those who hope. So then, what are Padre Pio and Carlo Acutis trying to tell us today, men and women of this generation? They are telling us, do not be afraid. Return to the beads of the Rosary with trust. Let each Hail Mary become a step, a ladder toward heaven. Discover that hidden within this loving repetition is a mystery that transforms life and opens the doors of eternity. The Rosary is not the past. It is the present that saves us and the future that awaits us. Padre Pio, the warrior of the Rosary. Padre Pio never separated himself from his Rosary. His spiritual children tell us he carried it day and night, like a second heart beating in prayer. For him, every Hail Mary was a bullet of light against the darkness. He used to say, "With the Rosary, you will defeat the devil and obtain every grace." It was his companion in every spiritual battle, his safe refuge even during the quiet of the night. Carlo Acutis, the apostle of the ordinary. Carlo, on the other hand, was a young man of our time. He loved computers, music, and his friends. But above all, he deeply loved the Eucharist and the Rosary. He once said, "The Rosary is the fastest ladder to climb to heaven." While other teenagers were chasing temporary pleasures, Carlo was seeking eternity. In every mystery of the Rosary, he saw a living portrait of Jesus and Mary, and with it he nourished his daily faith. The hidden bond. The Rosary is more than a prayer. It is a living mystery, It knows no borders and no time. It unites those who pray it with an invisible chain linking earth to heaven. Padre Pio called it his powerful weapon because he knew that every Hail Mary could win unseen battles, protect souls, and open the doors of grace. Carlo Acutis, in the heart of the 21st century, described it as his highway to heaven, convinced that among all the distractions of the modern world, the Rosary was his sure path to God. Two men separated by decades, and yet united by the same heavenly secret. Those beads are not mere repetition. They are strength, refuge, mystery. And here is where something surprising is revealed. It is said that Carlo Acutis had dreams or visions in which Padre Pio himself appeared to him. In those mystical experiences, the Capuchin saint spoke with words full of meaning, as though heaven itself wished to leave a message for the new generations. Padre Pio is believed to have told him, "Son, the Rosary will always be the key that opens the treasures of God. Do not abandon it, for with it you will save more souls than you could ever imagine." Carlo would wake up deeply moved, certain that those visions were not imagination, but a real call from heaven. And that is why he never abandoned his Rosary, convinced that within those humble beads lay the secret of the saints. Is it not mysterious that a friar of the 20th century and a young man of the 21st century both found in the same prayer their refuge and their strength? And that heaven itself may have chosen to link them through visions? Today, we are the ones receiving that message. In a world full of noise and distractions, the Rosary echoes once more like a call from heaven, a tender invitation from Mary to stop, to breathe, and to remember that we are not alone. Every Hail Mary is a heartbeat that crosses eternity. Every mystery prayed opens invisible doors. Every Rosary held with faith becomes a shield against despair. Padre Pio and Carlo Acutis already know this truth. Now it is our turn to hear it and to live it. The mystery continues. Maybe you think, I don't have the discipline of a saint. The Rosary is hard for me. I get distracted. I don't pray it often. But listen carefully. None of the saints began perfectly. Neither Padre Pio nor Carlo Acutis was born with a full life of prayer. What transformed them was not perfection, but perseverance in what was simple. The secret is not to pray a lot all at once, nor to pray flawlessly. The secret is to pray with love, with constancy, with faith. Little by little, the soul is shaped. That was the key that united Padre Pio and Carlo Acutis in the same spirit, and that can be your key too. Some advice to begin with joy and without pressure. Start small. Even if it is just one mystery a day, do it with all your heart. Choose your moment. Before bed, during a break, on your way to work. Find your personal corner of prayer. Offer each Hail Mary for someone, a friend, the sick, your family. You will see how it takes on deeper meaning. Make it companionship, not obligation. Carry the Rosary in your pocket or in your hand. Hold it in moments of fear or anxiety. Stay constant, even if you get distracted, even if you feel weak on some days. Faithfulness matters more than perfection. Every Rosary prayed, even if it feels fragile, is one more step toward heaven. Mary does not look at the quantity, but at the love with which you speak to her in each prayer. If Padre Pio turned the Rosary into his weapon and Carlo Acutis into his highway, you too can make it your refuge and your strength. Begin today, even with just one mystery. With time, you will feel the peace and discover that within those humble beads lies an immense treasure. Do not wait to be a saint to pray. Pray so that you may learn to become one. Dear brother, dear sister, tonight when you take your Rosary, remember that you are not alone. Your beads are interwoven with those of millions of faithful across the world, and with those of these two great witnesses of faith, Padre Pio and Carlo Acutis. Let yourself be wrapped in this mystery that does not end here, because every Hail Mary you pronounce is another link in this eternal chain of love. If this message touched your heart, I invite you to share in the comments. What does the Rosary mean to you? And what teaching from Padre Pio or Carlo Acutis inspires you the most? Your testimony could be the light another brother or sister needs. And do not forget to subscribe to @Rosary and Daily Faith so that we may continue walking together in prayer and hope. The times are uncertain, but with prayer, with the Rosary in our hands, faith will always prevail.